Boom. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back to Pokemon Market Lab. It's time for my favorite time of the week. It's Midweek Market Update, where we go through the sealed Pokemon market and see what's happening, and maybe talk about a giveaway. If that sounds good to you, sit back, relax, and welcome to Pokemon Market Lab. I hope you're having an awesome week. It's time to talk about the Pokemon market, as we always do on Wednesday. That means you've made it halfway through the week, so give yourself a little round of applause there. A little bit of housekeeping. Would love your subscription. Would love any comments below. You can always hit me up at pokemarketlab@gmail.com if you want to have any more long-form discussions. Also, check out Sleeved TCG. Link in the description below. In-stock monitors, Discord, not just that stuff. That stuff's available everywhere. These are quick monitors, tips and tricks, bypasses, things like that, all that good juicy stuff that you need in this market to have an edge. So again, check that link out in the description, Sleeved, and let's get started with our first product for Midweek Market Update. Yeah, we're talking about Sword and Shield again. I'm not going to go too crazy into Sword and Shield, just going to talk about how, yeah, we're gapping up on a lot of products here. And what I mean by when I say gapping up, that means that market price is very different, is much lower than our lowest listed price here. So that means it's just running up extremely fast. So $529, lowest listed is 582, and that's actually the least of them here on Chilling Reign. And I just want to show here, just as we zoom out and we punch into the chart here, look at that stair-step pattern. This has repeated itself for the last year. We have a run up, it plateaus for a while, it runs up and plateaus for a while. What do you think is going to happen next? Okay, this is typical. This is what's happening is they're finding places to store their money. People have made money in Scarlet and Violet, and they're looking to go into safer things that aren't going to get reprinted, things that are older, right? So this is what we're seeing here. We see a little bit of money appreciation in Scarlet and Violet, some liquidation. That money flows. I think that's what's happening. That's what I'm doing. That money flows back into Sword and Shield. And it's crazy because we're seeing this happen on multiple products here. Fusion Strike's chart is broken here. Let's look at Lost Origin. Similar pattern, right? Lost Origin's gapping up hard here. $760 listings, market price, and then lowest listed $820. Fusion Strike's even worse here, $890 with lowest listings. Let's see, I think we were close to $1,000. Last I checked, yeah, we're right on the cusp of $1,000. It is $1,000 for all intents and purposes. And that's a 22% gain on an expensive box like this in a month is substantial. I mean, we don't see that often in Scarlet and Violet, never mind something as old and expensive as this. So again, people are just trying to find places to store their money. And that's what I've been doing. I feel like Scarlet and Violet's too expensive. It's too hot. I want to put my money in something safer that's not going to get reprinted. I'll say it again. I think that Pokemon Center exclusive boxes, I think ETBs, anything cheaper than the booster boxes is an absolute opportunity right now in Sword and Shield. I think you should have some exposure to it. And I'll kind of leave it at that. All right, now we're on to back to Scarlet and Violet here. I think along the same vein of what I talked about in Sword and Shield, I think we're seeing some of that in some products from Scarlet and Violet, safer products that are maybe expensive, but they're seen as safe from reprints. They're seen as a good store value. Again, that's what I've been looking at as well. Instead of just buying even MSRP product now, I'm certainly not chasing Destined Rivals. I keep picking on Destined Rivals, but I think the talk around that being like some next Evolving Skies, like it's going to keep running out of control and to the point where it's just unattainable in terms of price. That could happen. I'm not discounting that, but I feel like that's less likely to happen than, say, look at this product on the screen. Paldevo Pokemon Center ETBs running to $1,000. They will. I mean, there's 14 of these listed. $387 market price. Lowest listed, $500. Crazy. And if that's not enough, Pokemon Center ETB for Obsidian Flames, market price $500. Lowest listed, $830. Bonkers. So again, I think, I mean, for a while, for recently, again, if you were, let's look at August. These were selling below 400. Do you buy Destined Rivals at 300 or spend an extra $100 and buy an exclusive item that's not going to get reprinted that there's 30 of? Like it's clear. Like this is not rocket surgery. It's not rocket surgery. That's an easy play. Easy play. So This is not a vote on Obsidian Flames, by the way. This particular one is very unique. It has arguably, or inarguably, probably inarguably, the best stamped promo in all of Scarlet. I'm trying to think. 151's a Snorlax, which is good. I don't think it's the same as Charmander. It's just cute. It's got a story happening there. It's a fantastic card. It's rare, and that obviously is influencing the box price here, and just absolute scarcity and absolute's a strong word. Protection from reprint. I think it's protected from reprint at this point. I think it's pretty safe, and that's where I want to put my money. I want to put my money in safe things. The number one rule when you're investing, when you're deploying your hard-earned capital, you're going to spend $300 on something. Even if you make $30 an hour, that's 10 hours of your time. You want to preserve that capital. The first goal is not making money. The first goal is to preserve. You don't want to lose money. The secondary goal is gaining money and growing your capital over a long period of time. So this is it's expensive. The opportunity was in August, and that opportunity is quickly getting away from you. But if you got that kind of money to spend, again, it's even versus the Sword and Shield booster boxes. This is scarce. This is extremely scarce. So I don't know, something to consider. All right, onwards to just a quick look at Pokémon Center ETBs for Black Bolt and White Flare. I'm just going to look at Black Bolt here. Yeah, we were expecting another drop of these, and we still haven't gotten it. I still think we're going to get an opportunity, but I think, the word on the street that I'm hearing from people is, do I jump in now? It's not a terrible price. The promo is not great. The two different promos we have, one of them is Tornadus and Thunderous. I think I got that right. They're just not great. They're not fantastic, but they're okay. It's a fantastic set. Do you jump in at this point? And only you can answer that question. I feel like we're going to get opportunity, considering how many opportunities we got on Prismatic, even Destined Rivals, and Black Bolt White Flare. We didn't get a release day drop of these like we typically did. My guess is that the Pokemon Company is pretty busy. We got the, from a print standpoint with Surging Sparks, Prismatic. We seem to be getting ETBs again for some other sets. My guess is this is probably in the queue down the line. But even if it drops on Pokemon Center, that doesn't mean it's a sure bet. So as far as Pokemon Center ETBs go, $168 isn't a terrible price, especially if you love it and you got to have it. Drop in, grab one. Let's look at quick housekeeping break. What are you doing if you're not subscribed to this channel? Hit that subscription below, and while you're at it, leave a comment, and you could be in the running for a rip and ship win on a pack of Brilliant Stars. What that means is any comment on this video gives you a chance to have your name pulled to win this pack ripped for you on a YouTube short, and any hits from that pull come your way, no cost to you. Just a quick way of giving back to the community. Again, you got to be subscribed. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. All right, let's talk about Shrouded Fable. The set gets a lot of hate, but I want to talk about the Pokemon Center exclusive box here first. It's sitting at $95. I think the regular Shrouded Fable ETB is sitting around $65. So you're talking about $35 to $40 more, and you get the exclusive version. I think the promo in here it's not bad. Petron is not a bad promo. It's not the best. I think it's certainly not as bad as Noctowl, which I think is one of the worst promos in Scarlet and Violet ETB promo history. So I think that's not a terrible buy on the Shrouded Fable PC ETB. Let's get back to that one here. Just want to put it on your radar. Again, if you're going to buy ETBs, I mean, we have ETBs in Scarlet and Violet that are $95 regular ETBs, right? So I don't think it's a bad buy. Decent looking box. Just want to put it on your radar. It is, I'm pretty sure it's the cheapest Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETB. So I think there's some opportunity there. And speaking of opportunity, we talked about this yesterday in the Supply Surge video. Absolute opportunity on Surging Sparks ETBs. I think at $75 a pop, I would expect more people to hop in here. That's not much above MSRP. This is what I preach. This is what I've been saying. Fundamentally, this is an opportunity. It's a great set. Let's see what it checks off. It's a great set. It's a good looking box. It's not scarce, so that doesn't get a checkbox there. Pricing is not bad. I wouldn't call this, I don't feel like this is chasing high price. $100 a few weeks ago, yeah, it was absolutely, you were chasing, you should have known better if you were buying them at that. If you were expecting return on your investment, you should have known better than to be chasing $100 ETBs. And so I think the signal this sends to the market is hold off on ETBs. If you're purchasing them as an investment vehicle or a sealed collector, wait. It looks like we're going to get opportunity here. And I cannot stress this enough. I stressed it in yesterday's video. This is huge. This is huge for the market. This is huge. The signal it sends to scalpers, to botters, to all those folks. There's no margin. There's no margin on these. I shouldn't say no margin. If you're getting from Costco, you have a little bit of margin, but certainly if you happen to pick these up at Walmart or Target, there's no margin here. You're not making any margin from a scalping standpoint, and this is it's working out perfectly for the Pokemon Company. It's doing exactly what they want. This is Surging Sparks. It's a great set. I think it's a back the truck up opportunity. I don't know that it could go a heck of a lot lower unless the supply just balloons and becomes massive. But I think this is a very safe, reasonable entry point on a fantastic set, whether you're ripping, whether you're collecting, whether you're investing. All right, let's talk about that knocked owl. Let's talk about the Pokemon Center ETB for Stellar Crown. This is another one that's fairly cheap. I think it's actually maybe the next more expensive one on top of on the list as you go up from Shrouded Fable, I think. I just want to put on your radar because again, it's a scarce item, but that promo is just not great. But just take that for what it's worth. Just want to put it on your radar. Another box I want to talk about here is the Venusaur Blastoise Premium Collection. Don't discount these. They're not terribly expensive. I think the per pack price is but it's a good looking box. These, if they look good, if they have a great promo, if they are decently priced, if they have a good pack selection, these can do really well. Just remember, they store terribly. These store absolutely poorly. It's the worst thing to store outside of it's the worst thing to store. It just is. That cardboard it rips, it tears, it gets saturated with humidity, even if it sits in a humid room, even if it doesn't touch water. But I think this is a decent promo, especially if you can get it at retail pricing, which I don't think it's far above right now, but I think it's a good looking box. And speaking of good looking boxes, I'm surprised to see how cheap these Charizard EX special collections are. I've opened several of these with my kids just because I can, it's one of the few products I've been able to have an opportunity to snag at retail price. This is a great product. It really is. It's got a good pack selection. The promos are fantastic. They have a new lenticular printing method that they use in that large card. That's like back in the 90s when you saw movie posters where you looked at it from a different angle and the image would change. So I highly suggest picking up a couple of these. It's Charizard, right? At the end of the day, Charizard performs pretty well. This is very reasonably priced right now, even at the $40 price point. I think they retail for about $35 through Walmart or Target. So I think this is another good opportunity, especially for ripping packs. It's a fantastic opportunity if you're ripping packs. And let's stop here at the end of the video to kind of talk about the state of the market where we're at. I think we are going to be looking at. I want to wait until a couple weeks into September to see where the spend is. I do these videos where I tally up all the spend from TCG Player on booster boxes, ETBs, and bundles, and so on, and just see where the money is flowing. And I think that'll be interesting to see at that point. What the impact of some of these reprints have had. Are we going to see any more reprints? And where we kind of shake out as we head into the fall, where we expect spending to start bouncing back a bit as people just settle back they get out of vacation mode and they go more into just regular life mode as we hit the fall and obviously approach significant spending season as we get closer to Christmas. So I think the market's in a weird spot. Again, I see all these other PokeTubers talking about, I'm seeing a bubble within a bubble. It's like, dude, you gotta stop with this hyperbole. It's amazing that people just fall hook, line, and sinker for it. It blows my mind. We're in a bubble. It's straight up. We're in a bubble. There's no other question about it. There's no bubble inside a bubble. It's just a bubble. It's speculation. I had some people, comment in a couple other videos. It's absolutely a bubble. It's speculation, right? It's short-term speculation, not long-term speculation. The Pokemon market has always had long-term speculation. It's short-term mindset, dumb money, buying a lot of product with no real experience doing it. And again, I don't want to disparage people from doing this. Everyone starts off new. I did, right? I'm still new in some respects. But it's a lot of money that if like we just saw in Surging Sparks, that is a crash. That is a crash in one product. That is a confidence crash. That's not a market crash. That's not just a supply hit in the market. That's people saying to themselves, oh shit, the market's, the rug's getting pulled out from underneath you. And there's going to be some knockdown effects from that, I think, especially if we see it across the board. Like, I think if we saw it, I said this on another video, if we saw that enough product hit prismatic to the point where prismatic prices started to drop, the rest of the market would crater. The rest of the market would just, except maybe early Scarlet and Violet, I would say from Twilight Masquerade onwards, would just drop out from underneath you. There's too much product. I think even 151 could take a little bit of a hit. 151 keeps shrugging it off, the supply off. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. But I don't think that's, if anyone thinks that 151 is immune to that, I don't think that's the case. I just don't think we've seen a wide enough market correction for that to happen. So this is still pretty insulated to just Surging Sparks. But again, I think it's clear, like to drop that much, was it 40% in a couple of weeks on one product when we haven't seen 40% drop on a sealed product since when? Since the start of the bull run? No, it hasn't happened. It has not happened. So I think that's pretty significant. I think there's definitely opportunity there to go in on, and you know, especially if people missed out, great opportunity. And that's why, and again, anyone who's saying just buy product at retail, hold on to it and put it away for a long period of time. Most people can't do that. Most people can't do that. But what you can do is show patience, at least if you can on the waiting side, but on the buying side, wait for an opportunity to get in. And this just goes to show, it proves the point I've been saying for a long time. You will have opportunity. There will be opportunity on a great set. And you just gotta wait. And if you miss out, there'll be another great set. There's always more opportunity. So hopefully this just proves that to the market, that there's product coming. There's people waiting in the wings to buy it, but not as much as people think. And I think that confidence, if you're here, if people want the product because they want the product because they love it, they're going to buy it no matter what. They're certainly going to buy it when the price drops. And when the price on something like Surging Sparks drops and we don't see a massive influx of buyers, I think that's clear that there's a lot of people that are here just for the speculation, not for the product, not because they love it. And when it ceases to be worth it from a speculation standpoint, from a price growth standpoint, they see it as trash. It's not trash. It's a great set. I know that. And that's why I'm going to buy as many boxes as I can at $75 a pop. Because long term it'll pay off. It's mind blowing how many people are here because it's expensive, because it's a money making machine. And when that money machine stops, or pauses, I should say, they're gone. It's wild. Wild. And if you're smart, you're wise, if you've been listening to me, if you've been around the block, if this market shifts negative, you know what to do. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching today. I hope you're having an awesome week. We'll see you certainly on the next midweek market update, and we will certainly see you on the next video. Poké Market Lab